Winter, where are you?
Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to the channel. If you know, it's Sahara. So today's video I'm going to be doing like a winter type of makeup look. I have some new products that I want to try again. I know I did like a new to me / new makeup products in my last video, but I have some more. Not the whole thing, but there's a lot in here to go through. But before I start, can we just talk about this plant for a second? My last video, the background was so plain because I'm finding new backgrounds to use, so I'm not just using like a plain fabric or the other one where I have the glass behind me. I want to move around, switch around, do something different. So I have Marilyn Monroe up here. I have so many Marilyn Monroe pictures that are up on the wall. I have this plant. This whole plant thing, I got it from Home Goods. I went to Home Goods and they had this thing for $12.99. It was about $12.99. And then this vase, the parts right here that are dark gray, they were brown, and then the parts right here, the rest of it was like a tan color. So I painted it gray, and then I painted the rest of it white, and then I dabbed gray paint. I'm all the way over here. I dabbed gray paint over it so it can give it some dimension. And then this plant right here, I went on the side of the road and found this plant because I've been looking for pampas everywhere and I can't find. Well, the pampas actually died because now we're getting into like more of the winter weather, so all the plants and stuff are finally dying, and I wanted some pampas. I'm gonna buy some pampas soon, but I found this plant instead, and it's a really pretty like tan beige color. So I was like, just to give the background something extra because the last one was way too plain and the Marilyn Monroe picture was out of frame. It was plain and out of frame. I'm gonna use the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow primer. I have not used this one in a while because it's a white base, but I think I need it for the look that I'm going to do today. So I'm just going to add a little bit because a little of this stuff goes a very long way. And you have to hurry up because it is like really dry. And I also cleaned up my brows. I used the Maybelline brow definer like the one I used in my last video, and I cleaned up my brows with the ColourPop No Filter concealer, the matte one. Okay, so I have some new eyeshadow palettes that I want to use in today's video. So I think I might want to use the ColourPop Frozen palette. This is the Elsa one, not new or anything. So I found Hard Candy. This is the Madly in Love palette. I found this at the Dollar Tree for $1, a whole Hard Candy palette. They had a bunch of Hard Candy makeup, a bunch of Maybelline, Wet n Wild too. I picked up some Maybelline and Wet n Wild makeup from the Dollar Tree as well, including this. I also picked up Makeup Revolution's Color Book palettes. These palettes are stunning. So I have the number 4, and these palettes contain 48 eyeshadows, 24 mattes, and then when you flip this divider, 24 shimmers. So again, 48 shadows, 24 shimmers, 24 mattes. I'm going to start off with the, oh shoot, comes with 2 brushes. They want it to be known. So I think I'm going to start off with this shade right here because it's a cool tone and it's called Do Not Disturb. No, wait a minute, let's see. Yeah, I think it's called Do Not Disturb. They have the eyeshadow names on the back, but the way it's set up is kind of weird. So it's a cool tone. Let's see how it looks, how these shades perform. I've never used Hard Candy eyeshadows before. Oh yeah, that's a nice cool tone. It's kind of more like a gray, but it's like a gray purple. So far very pigmented. It kind of looks like the eyeshadow primer that I used a little. I really wanted to do like a, for this winter look, do like a periwinkle blue, which is why I pulled out this Frozen palette. So I wanted to use this shade, but I feel like I've been using blues way too much, so I think I might just use that on the lower lash line. And I think I want to use purple. This is another type of periwinkle type of shade right here, so I'm going to use that. never used one of these eyeshadow palettes before. I have used Makeup Forever. Their eyeshadows are pretty good. This one seems like either the color may be too light or something, but it's not like really pigmented. It looks really pretty though. I'm gonna go in with this deep purple right here and blend that close to the lash line so that I have some sort of depth by the lash line. I don't want to go in with liner. I also came across, like I said, Hard Candy. They had this liner. This is a soft glide stroke of gorgeous long wearing creamy matte eyeliner. Looks really good, but I don't think I'm gonna go in with black today. I also have this Maybelline Rusty Terracotta eyeliner that I found too. I think I'm gonna save this for a Valentine's Day look. I think that that color would be really pretty. I've never had a color like this, but I've also had this LA Colors that I've been wanting to use. This is Lovely Lavender. You kind of have to press it a little hard, but I don't want to forget that this is the color that I want to use. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. LA Colors is like a cheap dollar brand, and they always have like really good makeup. I came across some setting sprays. They had like setting sprays and primers, and I picked up this Hydrating Primer Mist. I normally don't use primer mist, but I wanted to try this. They had a sensitive skin primer there as well, but wasn't really interested in that. The thing about setting sprays, and it's like when you're wearing matte eyeshadows, the setting spray mist always gets on the eyeshadows and it makes it come out looking patchy. And it's also infused with coconut water, oil-free, electrolytes, energize and hydrate skin, 12-hour power. This is their Sheer Envy collection. I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Primer Serum, hydrating. I love this primer serum because it's very, very hydrating and moisturizing on the skin if you have dry skin. This is perfect. And in my last video, the e.l.f. putty primer that I was using, the luminous one, it was like flaking off of my skin, and it usually doesn't do that. It's not supposed to, but since my skin was super dry, and this is cold too. Got the e.l.f. Retro Paradise sponges. These are their regular sponges, but I think just different colors for this Retro Paradise collection they went with. I only have ever used the small one before, but I'm going to use one of these with the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop matte foundation. Like I said, my skin has been dry lately, but I really need to get rid of that foundation. I was working on it last year trying to get rid of that foundation. So these are how the sponges look. While I was wetting up the sponge, this is how big it got really big. I'm also going to apply these Morphe lashes in the style Calabasas. I put some glue on it and just let it sit, but I think I can go ahead and put it on because the glue that I usually use, it does not take long for it to get these lashes tacky. And this is in a shade Neutral Tan. Oh my gosh, that just went everywhere, but thank God it didn't hit my shirt. See, this is why you can't wear white while doing makeup videos. A very, very squishy sponge. So yeah, this sponge is really, really good. I'm going to use the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in the shade Natural Beige. Definitely need something a little bit more hydrating because I finally picked up a moisturizer that I've always loved using at the drugstore. Feels good. Never too much concealer. For contour, I'm going to use the Oma stick again, and this is in the shade Brown Sugar, which is too dark, but I want to use this. I'm only gonna apply a little bit from way back here because it blends out to a lot, and then down here, right here and then right there. And it's okay that it's really dark and harsh, because when it's like this, I don't have to go in with a powder bronzer. This would definitely be enough. And then I'm blending it out with a sponge, so it's like kind of shearing it down a little bit. Just works out in the end. But this is not working out because that's not blending very well. I'm going to use a mixture of the Kat Von D powder in the shade Golden, which is like this type of yellow, and then translucent, which is like this type of white. I mixed it together on this box. I need to get like some sort of pan or something where you can mix products together, where you can like mix stuff on it. And I think I had it before, but I used it for like my SFX makeup videos. Once you use something like that for the SFX makeup videos, it's ruined. For blush, I'm going to use this Makeup Forever blush. I don't know what shade it is, but it's like this cool tone pink purple. And then for just a little bit of highlighter, I'm going to go in with the Profusion Strobe and Glow palette and use a mixture of Fairy Dust and Cotton Candy. They're like this pink, and then Fairy Dust has like a white with some sort of reflex to it. I think I'm only going to like focus these on the center of the face. I want to keep like this part matte. That periwinkle shade that I want to use and tap it close to the lash line. This matte right here for the inner corner, it is a blue. So I do feel like these are kind of like powdery. I feel like you definitely want to use that eyeshadow primer that I used first, or some sort of white base, to get the true color to show up, because I do feel like I'm like really packing it on to try to get that blue. I'm going to go back into the Strobe and Glow palette and use some of this shade, which is Pixie Dust or Fairy Dust, because it has like that reflex, and just apply it close in the inner corner for just a little bit more of a pop, since this eyeshadow did not give me the color that I wanted. I think I am going to try a little bit of this Snapscara in the shade Black Cherry. I really want to see how it looks. That should be interesting. Also, I do like the wand. There's like a part where it's like curved. Yeah, you can see that good. Okay, I do like the fact that this mascara is not clumpy. It's like dark, but you can still tell that it has a certain tone to it. I'm gonna apply it to the lash, to the top lashes too. Oh my gosh. Really? Both sides? I'm gonna have to wait for that to dry. While I wait for that mascara that just transferred to dry, because I have a couple of things. So I finally picked up the e.l.f. Mint Melt. This is from their Mint collection. It's a nice brown. I also have this Wet n Wild, again Dollar Tree, and this is in a shade, this is one of their cat suits. It's the High Shine lipstick in a shade Sin Nudes. So it's a nice nude color. So I also already have the Stila Sogno, and then I have NARS, and the Stila is liquid lipstick, and then a NARS Paradise Garage Velvet Lip Color. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I really want to try this catsuit one, and let's see how this looks. So that's a pretty color. It's definitely a really nude, and I think that would be perfect with like a brown lip liner. Velvet lip gloss. See, let's just start adding colors. I think that's a nice lip color together. Whenever you get mascara somewhere and it dried, you let it dry first. Take like a spoolie and just scrape it off gently. I'm gonna set the makeup with the Milani Make It Last setting spray, the nice jumbo one. And that wet my hair up. So of course we could finish it with the hair down, but I do have a hat from Shein I want to put on in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I got the hat on. Took me a little while because this hat goes sliding off. They should have made it a little bit bigger. And I have lipstick on my teeth. That is the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!